Hi, my beautiful queens and kings. This is your one and only Queen Dish here. So I have been traveling all week. I am exhausted. I have been traveling for work, and so I was not able to do the Queendom Tip on Tuesday. So I'm doing it tonight because of course it's important that I show up for you all, even with everything going on. Hello, thank you for joining. Hello, hello, and welcome, welcome, my beautiful queens, my beautiful queens. I salute you. But yes, I've been traveling, and I was like, Thursday, Thursday, I can do it Thursday. So yes, I was not able to because I just was traveling. I usually do the Queendom tips and the Kingness tips Tuesday evenings, usually. Okay. But like I said, I was traveling. Okay. So here I am. The queen is here for you. We're going to actually, I will say this. I think it worked out perfect that I am doing it this evening because at first I wasn't sure. Like I do everything from a very authentic place. Like I ask, my divine I ask for divine guidance. I ask my higher powers, God, the divine, same thing, right? I ask, what it is that I'm to give you all, and I wait. And I didn't have I wouldn't have been able to probably do it where I was at anyway, but um, I like everything to be, no, not I like it, it has to be. It has to be authentic. So I didn't necessarily, probably because so much was going on that I probably wouldn't have been able to hear what I was supposed to give you guys anyway. Is that my cousin? Hi, Jerome. That's my cousin. Oh my goodness. Um, the fellas are next week. I do the Queendom tip. So what I do is I alternate between doing a kingness tip for the men and a queendom tip for the women. So this is the week for the women. Okay, this is the week for the queens. I did the men last week, and I'll be back around to do the men again next week. Okay, and I do post the replays for these Facebook lives on my YouTube channel. Okay, it's also on my YouTube channel. Okay, but yes, I think it worked out perfectly anyway because with everything going on, I probably wouldn't have been able to hear what I was supposed to give you guys anyway. And today, based on something I had to do today for work, the Queendom tip came immediately. So it worked out perfect. Some things, sometimes that's how life is. Like we think we're maybe off, or we think whatever delay or whatever's going on is like gonna kill us, or it's like, oh, I can't believe I didn't have this, or this didn't come to me. But sometimes it's a blessing. It can be a blessing. So it's just about your perspective. Okay. But anyways, my beautiful queens, for those of you that may not know me, the one and only Queen Dish, I am an author, I'm an international speaker, I'm a poet, I'm a model, and I also dance, and I'm a Forex trader. Okay, so I have self-published three books. That's six. That's terrible. I know. Gosh, three books. My goodness. So of course, the one that I am doing the Queendom tip is, of course, this one. Let's see if we can get the glare out. Hold on. There it is. There we go. Oh, no, hold on. I'll get it right. There we go. Queens Don't Settle, a book of poems to empower women. Okay, so this is actually the second edition, and this is the one that I want you queens to get. Okay, because I took down the first one. I mean, the first one is great too, but I really want you ladies to get this one, and this one is under Radesha. Okay, it's under Radesha. So if you just put in Queens Don't Settle on Amazon, it'll come up anyway. All of the other books are under Dish, but this particular one is under Radesha. Okay, so that's one. Okay, I'm also the author of No More Broken Records, 5 Tips to Change Your Tune and Transform Your Life. Let's see if we There we go. Yep, no more broken records. 5 tips to change your tune and transform your life. This one is under Dish, okay? And lastly, kings don't settle for the men. Kings don't settle. Kings don't settle. And this one is also under Dish, okay? Kings Don't Settle, a book of poems to empower men, okay? All of my books are on Amazon, okay? So definitely please share. You never know which queen, you all have daughters, you have sisters, you have nieces. For the men, you have nephews, you have sons. You know, you never know who needs this type of inspiration, okay? And that's what I'm here for, to give you all, okay? Thank you for the love. I love you right back. I love you right back, okay? So today, my beautiful queens, we are doing the Queendom Tip based on the poem called Your Power. The poem is called Your Power, okay? So anyone who has seen my Facebook Lives, you know that I do not read the poem. You have to purchase the book. But what I do is I pretty much discuss the queendom reflection, okay? All of my books are reflective books, okay? They're reflective books. So you have space to write things in because I ask you questions. They're reflective. So I talk about the queendom reflection. And I do the same thing for the men too, okay? So go out and get the book, but I'm just talking about the reflection. Okay, so again, this is for my queens don't settle. Let's see. Queens, 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 the glare. Yeah. Queens don't settle. Okay. And this is based on the poem, Your Power. Okay. So the reflection tells you, wonderful queens, to stop letting people dictate what you do and don't do. Continue to believe in yourself and own your power. Okay. Own that queen in you. Own that queen in you. And I ask you, how are you going to show up in the world from now on? And let me tell you what happened today. Okay? And this is how I knew this is what I was supposed to give you guys. So I had to do executive training today, all day. It was nice though. I mean, it was a good training, but I've been traveling all week, so I'm just tired, right? Like probably sleep deprived. That's why I've probably like been nauseous and headaches and stuff. Sleep deprivation, but it's okay. You know, the 1%ers, the 3%ers, anyone that's on a path understands. Like it's part of the process. It's fine. I'll take a power nap. But what I will say is, I was at this training and all the other managers were there too. And we had to do an exercise. Okay, we had to do an exercise. And some of you may have taken this test. We all, most of us, most of you all, even I know men tend to come on and listen to the Queendom Tip, just like sometimes when I'm doing the Kingness Tip for the men, women may come on. So male or female, doesn't matter. You know, the love goes both ways, okay? But I know a lot of you are aware of the Myers-Briggs test, okay? But that's not the one that we were doing. We were given the DISC test, okay? Some may be familiar, some may not be familiar. But the DISC test, the D stands for drive, the I stands for influence or influencer. The S stands for steadiness, and the C stands for conscientious. So the D is either drive or driven. I is influence or influencer. S is for steadiness, and the C is for conscientious, okay? So we took this test. We actually were required to take this test before we got to the training, and we were going to get the results from the test at the training. And I was curious to see what I got. So no surprise. So no surprise that I ranked high as far as on the graph for the work space or the work environment, right? I ranked, well, actually for both of the graphs. So I guess it's home and work. My top one was drive. Okay, my top one was drive. And I'm not surprised because I'm driven, I'm ambitious. I'm not surprised that that's what I got. Okay, but what I thought was interesting is, of course, the trainers asked, how many people got the D, how many got the I, how many got the S, how many got the C, okay? And she put us all together based on what our top one was for the work graph, based on what we got, number one, what our first one was for our work graph, okay? For the work environment, okay? How we ranked highest for work. So when we were grouped together, what I thought was interesting, I was surrounded by men. There was only one other woman. Now, this is a room full of other managers like myself, other supervisors, managers, team leads, right? And diverse. I'll just say that. Diverse. There were other women there. Okay, diverse, totally diverse. Okay. And yet, for drive, right? It was me and one other woman. That was it in that group. And the woman was she was an older woman, not like, I would probably say maybe 40s, no, probably no higher than 50s, right? But probably in that age range. But she was a European woman. I kid you not. European woman. And of course, nothing wrong. I'm just saying she was a European woman because I asked her where she was from because I heard her ask him. So she's a European woman. But we were surrounded by men. And I was just like, something in me, I kid you not, because I'm very authentic and transparent with you all. You know that. Okay? I keep it real. I tell you how it is and how stuff comes to me. Like, I'm open and honest with you guys. And we were surrounded by men. And I literally thought to myself, like, why is that? Again, diverse room. It's only me and her as far as the women. And we're surrounded by men. And I thought, this has got to change. It's not that it's bad. Okay, it's not bad. However, me being the spiritual teacher, me being, conscious and always thinking about my queens, of course, naturally, always thinking about you all and us. And I'm just like, why is that? I understand why, because of how we're conditioned. I mean, I get it, because men are more, they're, conditioned to be the hunters and always the ones to go out and, work and stuff. And of course, women back in the day, women would stay home, and I got that. Okay. Trust me. I understand the conditioning. I do. I really do. But still something, it was just like, why are we the only women out of all these people here? We are surrounded by men. And I'm just like, because women are conditioned to just sit and be a good girl. Like, that's the conditioning for us to just sit and be good girls. When you're a little girl, it's this conditioning of making us believe that we're the lesser sex, making us believe that, we're like, men are superior and we're beneath them, like the man is the prize. They condition us that way, like as if the man is the prize. And they also condition us to be good girls, right? To be good girls. You sit and be a good girl. Okay. You sit and be a good Christian girl. You sit and be a good girl. Okay. So naturally, when you have that conditioning as a woman, as a female, and you get that from as a very young age, you then grow up, okay? Thank you, thank you. You then grow up with that same conditioning, of course, until you become aware of it, if you ever do. You take that conditioning into your adulthood, okay? And you have that same mindset. So you're sitting and being a good girl because that's what you were taught. And that's all that you know? And I'm just trying to help us as women break free from that. Like, I'm a work in progress. Like, trust me, I'm aware of it, but I still have things to work on myself. Okay. I'm still a work in progress like you queens. I really am. Like I tell you guys all the time, I tell you on the prayer call, I tell you on the podcast, I am just like you. I promise you. Like, I'm just like you queens. Just like you. I don't have it all figured out. I probably never will. I probably never will. But I will show up for you and give you what I'm supposed to give you, from the divine guide, wisdom that comes to me to give to you. Okay, yes, but I get it. At least I get it. I really, truly do. Like, I get it. And at the same time, it bothered me. And me and the European woman, like, we talked about it afterwards, after the training, because it was just like, why are we the only two women here? And we were talking about it, and I was like, this is exactly like what I'm talking about. Why? Because, I'm for women's empowerment. And I'm like, why aren't there more women over here? And I said, because we're not really conditioned to be like that. Men are. We're not conditioned to be like that. We're nurturers and caretakers, and, we're not conditioned to be like that. And I told her, because we were conversing after the training, and I said, which of course she agreed, but I was like, you can be powerful. You can be driven and goal oriented and still feminine. Okay? You can totally be a go-getter woman. You can be fierce and fabulous. You can be a beast. Okay? You hear a lot of men say beast mode and talk about beast mode. As a woman, queens, we can be beasts and in beast mode and still be totally feminine. Like, we can have drive like men, okay? How men are conditioned. Like, women, we're doing it all nowadays. Like, we can be just as driven as men and ambitious and powerful and still be totally feminine, okay? Totally feminine. Absolutely. And so I just thought about it, and I was like, that's the Queendom tip for tonight. That's the Queendom tip. And so I'm not really upset that I didn't get a chance to do the Queendom tip on my normal, night, which is Tuesday, because again, I was traveling, but it worked out perfect because it hit me. It absolutely hit me just like that. And I was like, that's the Queendom tip. The power. I said, the poem, your power. That's what the Queendom tip is for tonight. And it absolutely is, owning your power, queens, owning your power. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with you being driven. There's nothing wrong with you being a go-getter. There's nothing wrong with you wanting a better life than you have right now. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to apologize for that. Again, men are conditioned from a young age to go out and be aggressive and you're like, what is that saying? It's like, and eat men alive, like do whatever they have to win. Okay. Men are conditioned to do whatever they have to win. Women aren't conditioned like that. No. We're not conditioned like that. And so if we don't have a belief, if we weren't taught to do that, then we're not going to do that. Okay. And that's why I said, I understand our conditioning. But I want us to get to a place, I want us to grow. Like, I want us to break all of those barriers, queens. I want us to break free, break through, like totally shatter all of those limiting beliefs and all of that societal conditioning and programming that makes us sit and be good girls and just settle and like play small. I want us to shatter all of that, queens, because we deserve better. We deserve better. We absolutely do. Okay. Men are conditioned to go out and kill, like, and not think twice about it. Step on the next man, push him over, like, do whatever he has to win. And I'm not saying like you need to be that brutal, of course. You need to be like just totally, like, totally badass in the sense that you have no concern for people. That's not what I'm saying, queens. Of course not. Uh, but what I'm saying is, you can absolutely be powerful. You can walk in your truth. Oh my God, queens! You can walk in your truth. You can follow your goals and dreams. You can think big. You can dream big. You can get back to yourself, queens. You can go back to school. You can not even go back. You can start school. You can do whatever it is that you want to do, queens. There's no limits for us. There's no limits for us. We're not only put on this earth to just be mothers. We're not only put on this earth to just be wives, to you know grow up and become a man's wife. Like, that's not all there is to life. Okay? I'm gonna be married soon. Okay, the kid thing, that's a whole nother topic. But I'm not against that. In no way, shape, or form am I against marriage or kids. I just believe people should do what works for them or do what they want, live life on their terms. Everybody does not have to be married to be happy. Everyone does not have to have children to be happy, male or female, okay? They don't, okay? It is your choice, okay? However, we as women, we're conditioned from a very young age with the fairy tales and the baby dolls and the doll houses and the carriages. Like, they program us, queens, from a very young age with the BS, with the fantasy. And so a lot of us, we grew up with this fantasy of how our lives are going to be, and we grew up thinking, that it was our, almost to say like our only goal in life was to become some man's wife and to be a mother, and like that's all my purpose is on earth. And no, it's not. It's not. Again, nothing against it. Okay? Yes. A salute to all the queens who are married, a salute to all the queens who are wonderful mothers. Absolutely. But that's not all we as women were put on this earth to do. Okay? Because there are women who, thank God for Oprah, being like the face of, like, to show that you can be a successful woman and happy and fulfilled and live a purpose-filled life without getting married and without having a baby. Like, you can do that. That's not a requirement for us as women to be fulfilled or for us to be of value to this world. That is not a requirement, queens. Okay? Getting married and becoming a mother is not a requirement for you as the queen, for you as a woman, to be of value. Okay? It's not a requirement. It's a choice. It is a choice. And so when I was thinking about, like I said, at this training and the exercise, and I'm just like, there should be more